it's Shanti Helena. Welcome to the Shanti Helena Show. In case this is your first time tuning in, my name is Shanti Helena. So guys, this is episode 2 that I am doing on YouTube. So I hope you guys are actually enjoying the visual aspect of my podcast. I just wanted to kind of like switch it up, do something a little bit different, and also put a face to this beautiful voice that you guys are hearing. So if you want to listen and catch up on some episodes of my previous podcast, audio version, of course, you can just type in the Shanti Helena Podcast Show on Google.com. I'm on iHeartRadio, Apple Play, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, you name it. Just type in the Shanti Helena Show and you most definitely will see me pop up. Also, make sure you check out my new book. I'm not even gonna say new because my book is over a year old, but titled Why Side Chicks Winning. You can go to my website, shantihelena.com. You're gonna be able to purchase my book on there. You get to have the electronic version or the actual paperback version. If you have an Amazon account, you can also get it on Amazon and get that Prime deal. Okay, have it the next day. And other than that, once again, thank you for tuning in. But today, guys, today's show is going to be very, very interesting. And this is something hard for all of us to do. I don't care your profession. I don't care who you are. This is something going to be hard. Today's title show is Be the Last to Speak. Be the last to speak. What I mean by that is, and I like to start all my shows off with a little backstory. So imagine you just having a conversation, and let's just say as a teenager. Teenagers tend to always want to have the last word, going back and forth instead of just listening. Learn how to listen. I remember as a child, teenager should I say, I was a hothead. I was a good child when it came to school and grades and all of that, and I was doing what I was supposed to do. But when it was time to turn up, I had to have the first word, the last word, the middle word. Didn't care. Wasn't trying to hear you say anything. I just wanted to get my point across because it was all about you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Instead, I didn't know how to sit back and listen and observe what my mother, what my auntie or whoever was trying to tell me. I was just on this whole thing of trying to be right, just trying to get my point across at the end of the day and make them feel stupid. Yes, that was me. I was that girl. And so now that I look back and I'm older and I'm grown, don't get me wrong, I still do it. Sometimes I catch myself and I say, okay, just let them talk, Shanti, and you just chime in later on. So I know as a teenager, and if it's anyone that's young that have teenager children, you go through that with your child or your son. Like they just always gotta just be seen and have the last word, and they just always right? So, and that's a phase. And I know as parents, you would say, you gonna learn to speak last and this and that. They don't know yet. So let them just have their little moments. You could tell them, some of them might get it, but all may not. But this is a good topic that I chose today because working in a professional workplace setting, friendships, relationships, you're going to use this tool everywhere you go in life. Be the last to speak. And the reason why I say be the last to speak, because it gives everyone the feeling to be heard that is around you. So if you are into it with your spouse, we're going to use your spouse for an example. I understand, ladies, we always right. That's our motto in our man, right? We always right. We want to cut the man out. We don't want to hear nothing they have to say, right? But learn how to allow him to vent and say what he needs to say, because that way that gives him the opportunity to contribute to the problem or the issue that you guys are having. Now, it's two sides to a story. Listen to what he has to say. You know, do not just jump so hard and just let me put my voice out. Let me speak over him and let me not listen to him. You do not want to do that. Now, I could flip this into a professional aspect. If you're inside of a meeting and you guys are strategizing on new techniques to come up with sales or just to drive the business just in general, Let everyone at the table speak. You want to listen to everyone's opinions and what they have to say. That's very, very important. Just let everyone vent from the good to the bad. And you just sit there politely and cute and you take your notes. Because number two, what that's going to do is that's going to be able to help you captivate what you're going to say next. You know, let everybody go first. Let the winner go last. And then also, another thing that when you are allowed to be spoken last is that you get the benefit of hearing what everyone else had to say before you render your opinion. And as I just said that previously, is that if you jump straight in, you haven't given your mind time to take everything in, to absorb what's coming, to process the information, or to absorb what's coming your way. So allow everyone around you to say what they have to say. That's very, very important. Just do not be too feisty just to jump in. And also, as I mentioned with a personal relationship, ladies and gentlemen as well. Now, we have some men, and this is the backstory. I used to date this guy, true story, right? Real cool, everything, right? But when it came to a disagreement, I would just say something really, really simple, and he would just attack with words. Wouldn't let me get one word in. I couldn't even get that's how I was talking, because he was not allowing me to speak. And it's like, listen to what I have to say before you say, just listen. You know, because he wasn't listening. He was just assuming the next word that was coming out of my mouth. And that's what I do not like. I understand the beginning of my statement may sound like something you would not agree with, but allow me to finish my statement, because it could be the totally opposite. It could be something totally different. You know, you just never know, but you wouldn't know exactly what I'm going to say until you actually allow me to speak my opinion on how I feel. So, of course, that relationship didn't go anywhere. And there was some other reasons, but that was one of my biggest pet peeves, is like, listen to me. Do not predict what I am going to say, okay? Let me speak and I'll let you speak. But I can say this. It's good to speak last in any given situation. Let's just use group interviews for an example, right? In college, my early 20s, these little rinky-dinky jobs or whatever, and it was always group interviews, and I just didn't like that setup, but I learned some as time went on. I allowed everyone to speak on why they chose a job, why they are the perfect candidate, and I absorbed everything that everyone was saying, and I took it and I made my own, and guess what? I ended up getting a job, okay? So sit back, listen, observe what's going on around you. And also, your mind is so weird, right? Our brains, these little brains up here, is so magical, okay? It takes a while for us to really process information realistically, like the reflex game of your mind. It takes a while. So being so hasty and just jumping right aboard and saying, well, I think this and I think that, but then later on, you be like, damn, should never said that, right? Learn how to listen. Learn how to listen. And I feel like, and I'm about to flip it on the relationship side, guys, once again, because, you know, this is a relationship podcast, talk about everyday issues. In today's society, one of the hardest things that I'm seeing a lot of couples struggle with, that I've struggled with myself in the past, is communication. Communication is the key. Communication is going to stop infidelity. Communication is going to stop a lot of arguing. Communication is going to stop a lot of fighting. Communication is going to solve financial issues. Communication, I can say this word 1,001 times. Communication is very important, okay? If you do not have a good communication line with your significant other, and you guys are bickering back and forth, you guys are not listening. It's like your goal is just to get the last word and just to feel like that you're right. But that's not good. Listen to him, listen to her, absorb the information, let it do the little magical things in your brain, then speak. And then sometimes you may not have an answer right then and there because you're still trying to put and process all this information. It's okay if you don't have an answer right away. What I learned is when someone is talking to you and you are unsure of the next words to say, just nod and just say, okay. You're not agreeing. You're not disagreeing. You're just saying, okay. And then by the time they get done venting and saying how they feel and their feelings and this and that, you're going to end up being able to come forward on what you think and how you feel. Now, as I mentioned before, do not speak at the person, speak to the person. Once again, even though you speaking last and you letting them have their word, do not speak at a person, because if you speak at a person, you will get disrespected. That person will shut down. They will not answer you. Imagine someone coming to say, because you this and you that and you this and you that and blah, 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 and just being aggressive. And it was like they could have took that and still approach you and attack you in another way, saying, hey, I have an issue. Let's just, find some time to talk about it. It's your approach. So even though you're last to speak, make sure your approach game is on point, because that person that you're trying to communicate with and solve an issue or job or anything is not going to happen if you attacking the situation. So guys, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Do not forget, please do not forget to go to my website, ShantiHelena.com. Subscribe to my website. Subscribe to this YouTube podcast, baby, because this is just the beginning, okay? This is just the beginning. For all the people that is listening right now on audio, if you guys want to see this pretty face to match this podcast show, go ahead and go over to YouTube. Go to my website, ShantiHelena.com/YouTube, and you'll be able to have a link right there to take you straight to my YouTube channel, and you're able to see all of my content, my videos, and everything. Also, do not forget, if you want to talk about a topic on my next show, please email me. Contact@ShantiHelena.com. That is Shanti Helena. Contact@ShantiHelena.com. I'm sorry. A little late, guys. And that's it. If you into the beauty industry, ladies, you want your products to get out here, you would like to sponsor one of my podcast shows, also email me, contact@ShantiHelena.com, and put sponsorship. I will rep your t-shirt. I will wear your next wig. As you guys see, I love wearing wigs. I love wearing makeup, accessories, whatever. I will tag you in my business. I will tag you on my YouTube. Once again, this is free of charge. You don't have to pay me anything. Just a courtesy of supporting other Black businesses and just a business in general, because I know being an entrepreneur is very, very hard, trying to get your product out there, and you never know, your product can land into the right person's hands, and then someone's watching them can say, hey, I want that. So make sure you guys subscribe to my website and tune in. And it's Shanti.